Welcome back to Speedfreaktv. You know, it's been a while since we filmed anything. We've been really busy behind the scenes, pretty much working on this project right here. What you're looking at is a bone stock 2007 Heritage Softail Classic. Now, the reason I purchased this motorcycle is that I was sitting on the internet one night. It just happened to be surfing Facebook or maybe it was Instagram, I can't recall. But all of a sudden I saw a motorcycle that I just started to drool over. It literally got my attention. I got really close to my screen and I started looking at it more and more, and I couldn't believe that this motorcycle actually existed. It was so beautiful. And I learned that it was more of a style of motorcycle. It's that West Coast kind of, you know, lowered rear end, lowered front end, 21-inch front wheel on the front, low profile tires, long exhaust, and I just had to have it. I had to build one. So I started looking around and I actually did a lot of research, and I figured out that the base model of this motorcycle started life as a 07 Heritage Deluxe. And it's actually in the same vivid black with the silver pinstriping on the fenders. So I realized I knew what I needed to find in order to build a similar motorcycle to ride up here. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen too many in Ontario where I live. So this is kind of something that's new to maybe our area, but it certainly isn't new to the West Coast. So as I started looking around for a motorcycle, I found this beautiful 2007 Heritage Softail Classic. Now, I had no intentions of buying a Harley Davidson, especially when I'm in a complete love affair with my 07 ZX6R. And as you've seen some of my Ducati episodes where I actually reviewed the 1199 Panigale and I did the Dark Evo, sport bikes are my blood and my passion, but there's definitely something cool about these Harley Davidsons. So as I started doing more research, I found out this is the base of the project, and then I started looking into the parts. And I'll tell you, my last 2 months on the phones and on email and working with some of the manufacturers out there has been very exciting. I've learned a lot. I've gotten to learn a lot about the parts, what not to use, what to use. And I think over the next several weeks in the episodes of Speedfreaktv called Project Softail, you're gonna learn just what I did in order to make my bike go from this to what I envision it one day. Now, at the time of filming right now, I will tell you that all the parts are in the shop, so I already know what I'm going to be changing. And what I'm going to be changing, starting from the rear to the front, is because I bought a Heritage Softail Classic and not the Deluxe, I didn't get the tombstone taillights, nor did I get the bullet rear turn signals. So we're going to be changing that out, but it won't fit this fender, so we've actually picked up ourselves an actual Deluxe fender in the same vivid black paint scheme. So we're going to be changing that over to be able to accommodate the tombstone. Moving from the back forward, we're going to be changing out the wheels, the tires, the brakes, the calipers. We're going to be changing out the complete exhaust system. I'm not telling you what we're running yet, but we're actually going to be changing the seat as well, and I'm super excited about the seat we got. Moving forward, in order to change over to what I have in ideas for the tank, I have to take off the Heritage Classic tank and put on the Deluxe tank because the logo is removable. There'll be more on that in a future episode because I'll be changing off the Harley Davidson logo to something what I think is way cooler. Then we're actually going to be changing out the handlebars, the hand grips, the hand controls. We're changing out the cables and brake lines. We'll also be changing out the complete front end and going with a full chrome piece. Now, the wheels and tires are something that's super special. I'm looking at them behind the camera right now. They're absolutely gorgeous. And here's a little hint. We're going with a 21-inch front wheel in the front and a 16-inch in the rear. But that's all I'm going to say about that right now. I can't wait to get started. And one of the other changes we're going to be making, and actually one of our very first mods, which will be episode number 2 coming up next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, we'll be changing out the stock shocks to a shotgun air ride shock system. Now, I'm not going to get too much into shotgun, but if you know anything about them, you're going to be excited to watch this, and if you don't, you're going to be even more excited. I'm about to change the way your motorcycle rides forever. This system is phenomenal. So, you know, it's funny, before I bought my Softail, I had no idea what Softail actually meant. So I did a little bit of research on the internet, and as it turns out, is that Harley Davidson's motorcycles used to have the shocks on the outside of the frame. They used to be sitting somewhere in and around here. What happened was in about 1984, they actually bought out design from another gentleman, and they actually came out with what's called a cantilever rear suspension system. They took the shocks off the sides, they stuffed them underneath, and they concealed them. Now what that did was it created the 1984 Fat Boy. Now in 1986, Harley Davidson actually created the Heritage Softail Classic, and what it is generally is a throwback to the 40s motorcycles that they used to have, which was a rigid frame. Now I can't imagine riding a motorcycle with a rigid frame, but believe it or not, they did. This is what came out with the Softail. It gives you the look of rigid, but with the ride of Softail. So, as always, as I always asked you guys before, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds and it means the world to me. And for all of those who have, thank you very much for being loyal fans and followers of Speedfreaktv. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and also my website. I'm going to be releasing all kinds of stuff. I'm going to be doing some written articles as well as some behind-the-scenes photographs. It's going to be a lot of fun. Check out my Twitter feed as well. I'll put the links. Everything will be down in the information panel below. And any of the vendors that I talk about in the future, please make sure you tell them that Speedfreaktv sent you. Thanks for watching Speedfreaktv. We'll see you next Tuesday for episode 2 of Project Softail.